Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady, where Karen mistakes a customer for an employee and subsequently fails a job interview because of it. Today's video is gonna be a little bit special because two stories will be read by a good friend of mine, so without any further ado, let's dive right in. Dad just wanted clean plates. To preface this story, my dad is in his 60s and grew up in a small town in an orphanage. So if his worldviews come up a bit off in this story, it is because they are more than a bit off. But here it goes. My dad's birthday had come around and he chose a Chinese buffet for the family birthday dinner. So myself, two stepsisters, stepbrother, brother, stepmother, step-grandparents and two other couples all headed to a small backstreet Chinese all-you-can-eat. The sort of place where they just dish the food out in bulk in a central area in the restaurant and you top your plate up as you wish. Unlike most buffet places we have been to, this one did not have the stack of fresh clean plates, and an elderly Chinese gentleman did the occasional lap of the tables, swapped dirty empty plates for clean plates, went back to the corner and sat on a chair, crossed his arms and closed his eyes for 10 minutes before doing another lap. This is where the problem began. It had been a while since new plates had been delivered, and for most of us it was not a problem, we just kept on using the same plates. By the way guys, excuse me if the reading sounds a little bit weird today, because I kinda hurt my tongue, so that makes reading a little bit difficult, but let's see. However, Dad decided he wanted a fresh plate as his was covered in one flavor sauce he did not want any more of. He took a look at the sleeping gentleman in the corner and decided against waking him up and grabbed the next passing Asian gentleman to walk past by the arm. The conversation went as follows. Dad:
"Hey mate, can we please grab some fresh plates?"
Asian man: no, waving his hands in front of him. Dad:
"What do you mean no? I just need a clean plate."
Asian man: no, sorry. Dad:
"No need to be sorry mate, I just want an extra plate."
Sister 1: Dad, I don't think. Dad:
"It's alright, I've got this. Can we please have some fresh plates?"
AM: but no. The poor man is now flustered as not only can he not get his message across due to the language barrier, he also cannot get a word in over my father's urgency for a clean plate. Dad:
"Just grab us some bloody plates mate, it's not that hard."
Asian man: I'm like you. Dad:
"No, you bloody aren't."
Asian man: yes, like you. Dad:
"If you were like me mate, you would get a job done and grab us some plates."
By this point, several of us had picked up what the Asian man was putting down, but either could not get a word in or chose to sit back and let Dad make an idiot of himself. Finally, the poor man managed to shout over Dad with, "I'm a customer!" This had the entire table in stitches as Dad meekly apologized, told him he thought he worked there, and turned to us to ask why nobody had pointed that out. The man smiled, waved at us all, and proceeded to head to his table, where I'm sure he had a great time explaining to his wife why he could not get back to the table earlier. The icing on the cake was Dad finding a young Asian girl walking past, stating,
"I will ask her,"
if she had solved the problem, as my stepmother shouted over him, "Sit down, she's got a plate of lemon chicken." Turns out my dad's real name might be Karen. By the way guys, do you frequently eat Asian food? If you do, tell me in the comments what's your favorite. Hungry family threatens to leave bad Yelp review. So this is gonna be a short story. It was a couple months ago when I was on my lunch break and I decided to go eat at this Hawaiian barbecue place in the same plaza as my workplace. I'm sitting there eating my food when a family walks in and stands at the cashier stand. The cashier was in the back, there's a bell to call them. So the father starts tapping his feet in that annoying
"I'm waiting"
sort of way while looking at me. I'm kind of unconfrontational, so I look down and keep eating. Then he says,
"Service here is terrible. I'm gonna Yelp that employees here ignore customers when they enter."
Well, now I have to speak up because I don't want that place to get overrun with bad reviews if I cannot help it. So I go, "You know I don't work here, right?" Dude suddenly turns 180 and starts apologizing and says the one thing I will never forget. He said,
"You're lucky because I was close to throwing your food in your face."
He said it in a joking way, but I would not put it past him. So I tell him to ring the bell and finish my food and leave. I go back to work and an hour later I see them in my store and hurry to a different area to avoid them. Now for the next story we have something very special. As I've mentioned in the beginning, I won't be reading alone today, so the next story will be read by my good friend OMD, who is another small Reddit YouTuber, so if you love British accents then be sure to check him out.
This next story is by Ranger Rump. I'm actually here to attend your party, not cater it. I forgot this happened to me years ago when I was still in high school. It's not a fabulous story, but it still gives me a chuckle what a beard can do to your apparent age. During this time, I was still in touch with an old friend who had moved to a different school. I was conveniently able to see him sometimes for a distance learning class along with his new friends. One of his new friends was kind enough to invite me to their birthday party. It was a very fancy one, so we were asked to wear formal clothing. I obliged because, being a chubster and all, layers made me look less fat. So I decked myself out to look super professional, groomed my beard and had the nice "m'lady" vibe going. I was untouchable. Sarcasm. I got to the address and boy howdy was the place I rented fancy. I was rather early, so I placed my stuff in the corner. The hosts and I chatted for a bit whilst we waited for everyone else to come. It wasn't long, and eventually a cluster of people came in, caterers, other teens and a DJ. I started to blend in, chat with others and get friendly. The party was very nice. I decided to sit by a bunch of ladies I'd never met whilst we ate. We talked about toys, a bunch about dumb political stuff and acting. I got up and started asking people what they wanted and started just handing out drinks. Just trying to be friendly. I kept getting weird looks from the kids' parents, no clue why. Party keeps going, I play pool, eat, dance to some Take On Me by Aha. I lose my voice from screaming. You know how parties go. This keeps on whilst I still notice the parents overlooking me constantly. I started to ease down because I was getting uncomfortable. Finally, the end of the party arrives and there's a bit where the family had a projector with all of these family photos of them in it. It was time to take it out and show everyone how gushy and cute the family was or something. One of the hosts, the mother, comes up to me and says, "Could you at least grab the projector for us?" And I got very confused. I asked her what she was talking about and she rants on about how you have barely done anything all night. You could have at least grabbed and set up our projector. And it finally connects. This chick thinks I've been messing around all night instead of catering the party. I just laughed and said, "I'm sorry, but I'm here to attend your daughter's party. What did you think I was here for?" She gets beet red. At this point, everyone else is looking and realise what's going on too. The daughter had to come over and explain that I was a guest. I quickly went to the restroom to get out of the interaction because F that. I wasn't bothered for the 30 minutes that were left of the party though. Plus, I got a girl's number, so bonus?
Lady, I'm just stocking things for my friend. So this story is about 6 years old, but I still remember it. I've only just posted it since I just got an account. It's not my only I Don't Work Here story, I've got 2 others. This just was the first one that happened to me. The cast is me, F for my friend, CW, my friend's co-worker, and Lady, L, who thinks I worked there. Anyway, I was 18 and at a Hot Topic waiting for my friend who asked me to pick them up since his car broke a few days before and was just looking around to see if I wanted anything. I saw my friend struggling with a couple boxes and decided to help him. So I grabbed the top box that was slightly open, looked at what's inside, a bunch of random accessories, and said I would put them up for him since his only co-worker was at the cash register. And I had worked thereabouts, quit a few days prior, so if the manager was there, I probably wouldn't have gotten yelled at. So as I'm putting some necklaces up, I feel a tap on my shoulder. I turn, expecting it to be my friend, but instead see a girl with bright pastel hair. I kinda thought she was lost until I saw the dress she was wearing. It was my neighbor Totoro, and apparently my neighbor Totoro did some kind of anime, and I figure she wanted to look at the jewelry, so our conversation went as follows. Me: "Sorry, was I in your way?" Lady:
No, I was just curious if you have any of this shirt in small.
She then held up a band shirt and its tag said large. Me, I'm sorry, I don't know as I don't work here. Lady,
but you were just restocking.
Me, oh, I was doing that for my friend as he needed help. You could ask him if there are any of those shirts in small. Lady,
don't you lie to me, you just don't want to help me because I look like I'm too girly to be in here.
Me, look lady, I don't think you're too girly to be in here, but as I said, I don't work here. Just as I said that, my friend and his co-worker came to my rescue. Co-worker, is there a problem, ma'am? Lady,
yes, your co-worker here is being rude.
CW, she's not my co-worker. Lady,
but she was restocking the jewelry.
F, she was helping me. I get off work soon and asked her to drive me home. She was just helping so that we can go home soon. At this point, the lady had a look of realization pass over her face and just dropped the shirt, apologized and left. I picked the shirt up and asked my friend to get me a small one of it. He did, and I bought it along with a few pieces of jewelry that I had liked from when I was stocking them, along with a few buttons to add to my collection. My friend told me he had to stay a bit longer since his other co-worker had not shown up yet. So I left and told him to message me when he was done, and then I went to find the lady. I saw her entertaining a chocolate shop and went in after her. As she got in line, I went right behind her and, like she did to me earlier, tapped her shoulder. She turned and looked surprised to see me. Lady,
look, I already apologized, and again.
I did not let her finish as I pulled the shirt out of my bag. Me, it's okay. Here, I got it for you. It's the size you wanted as well. Lady, oh no, I couldn't. I was rude. You shouldn't have gotten it for me. Me, I insist. Lady, well then thanks, but at least let me get you some chocolate as a better thank you. Me, sure. She got me some sea salt caramel chocolates, then we went to the food court and had a pleasant conversation. I found out a few things about her. Her name was Charlotte, she's bisexual, she liked animals, and as it turns out, it was her time of the month and she was a little pissed since she did not have any painkillers. Now, 6 years later, me and Charlotte, Lottie as I call her, are married with 5 dogs and still find it funny about how we met. And then her kids will ask, how did you two meet?
Oh, she screamed at me and called me a liar because she mistook me for a Hot Topic employee.
Either way guys, the next one is once again from my friend OMD, but don't worry, after that all the stories will be read by me. Also, this is a one-time thing only pretty much, unless you guys really enjoy it. So please give me some feedback in the comments.
This next story is by Brexon. A man jabbed me in the chest with his finger at Costco. I had just gotten off an 11-hour shift and needed to get some groceries after work. I picked up my boyfriend on the way to Costco and away we went. We got most of the things we needed and were waiting in line. I don't know about all Costco stores, but in my city it is busy. All the time. The lineups are massive. The cashiers are very quick though. I am standing in line with my boyfriend when I remember I needed to get some dry shampoo. And Costco is the only place that sells 3 cans of it for $20. It is an awesome deal, and for someone that works early shifts like me, it's a lifesaver. I didn't bring my purse inside and had my keys in my hand, so I just put them around my neck with the lanyard and told my boyfriend I'd be right back. I was wearing black pants, a black top, and a Pikachu lanyard around my neck. Costco employees don't necessarily have a uniform. I'm pretty sure they can wear whatever they want so long as they have a name tag. I'm walking towards the checkouts holding my dry shampoo and a man walks directly in front of me, stopping. I did a classic Canadian smile and, sorry, and tried to get around him, but he stepped to the side and got back in front of me. RD is the rude dude. Can you tell me where the large jar of pickles are? No, sorry, I'm really not sure. What do you mean you're not sure? Where are they? He raised his voice and I was immediately in defense mode. I wanted to get out of this situation as quick as possible. I don't work here, I don't know where they are, I'm sorry. I tried to get around him and he stepped in front of me again. Who is your manager? This is when he poked the centre of my chest with his sausage finger. That's assault. I immediately stepped back and gave him the dirtiest look I could give to anyone. I need to talk to your manager now. Where is he? You are very rude. My manager's name is John, and I highly doubt he would give a flip if I helped you find something or not at Costco, because I do not work here. Get the flip out of my way. I managed to get around the rude dude, and he shouted at me to come back over to him. Excuse me, who are you? Thankfully, he didn't follow me, and I couldn't see him anymore after wading through the sea of people. I finally got back to my boyfriend in line and told him what happened as we got back to the checkout, and the cashiers thought it was hilarious. I'll admit, I wish I didn't curse at him in public, but I was feeling a fight or flight response and he wouldn't let me pass. Not my finest moment, but definitely not his either. Edit. I didn't put my hands on him or break his fingers because it didn't even cross my mind. I've never been in a situation like that before. All my mind was telling me was to get out of this situation.
But I'm using the bike. For context, so I go to a gym 4 to 6 times a week at very early hours in the morning. When you start to go to the gym at a certain time, you meet the people who also do the same. It's like Cheers, is what I've been told. So I'm going about my workout and a man I had not recognized gives me a look. He's asking me to spot him, and no, this is not it. This is just a regular thing in the gym. I went to spot him and I noticed his hand placement was uneven, so I just told him about it. We talked for a couple minutes about the gym. He told me he was new to the gym and I told him if he ever needed a spot to just ask me, and said my name, which is OP of course. Fast forward through my workout, I hop on a stationary bike until Angry Lady AL waves in my face because I had both headphones in, so I assumed that she just wanted to see when I was done. But nope. Hey there.
Hey, I need this bike.
AL. Well, I've only been on for 15 minutes and I'm going for a half hour, but you could ask someone else to see when they are done.
No, that's not fair to them.
It's also not fair to me. I'm also working out.
Well, I pay for a membership here, and so do they. You work here, you don't pay to use the gym.
Yeah, I don't work here, lady. Oh, how it rolls off the tongue. I've been waiting so long to say it. It made me whole. She starts growing in anger.
Yes, you effing do. I saw you helping that man now off the bike.
This really got to me. Yeah, I'm not getting off the bike. First, you don't talk to me like that. And second, like I said before, I don't work here.
Off the bike, or I'm getting a manager.
Someone dropping an F-bomb like that has grabbed the attention of everyone around me, and I kinda just look at all these people around me like, hey guys, a little help? They see what's going on and explain that I don't work there and that I'm not wearing the company's shirt, but she still does not believe them either.
You guys just don't want to see him in trouble because he's helped you before.
Alright, get a manager. So at this point, she storms off to find a manager and I just keep pedaling. This is a big gym that's got a good amount of space, so she's completely out of my view. It's not like I could see where she was. She comes back with a manager who I know and have actually come to become buddies with because he likes seeing teens in the gym. Okay, wait a second, I actually had to read that twice. Is it just me or does that sound really wrong? Anyway, he instantly cracks a smile as he sees I'm the one that she's been complaining to him about. Oh, OP, he doesn't work here, he's a regular. Sorry, you're going to have to wait for another bike, I guess.
Well, why is he effing helping people? That should be your job.
I guess he's just a nice person and I'm going to have to ask you to leave if you continue to use that language. AL has now been proven wrong in front of a bunch of people and has realized that I don't work here, and she then storms off in the direction of the locker rooms to change without saying a word. By the time she had walked back out into the open, I was off the bike and also heading towards the locker rooms. I decided I would let her know that I'm done. Hey, I'm off the bike now if you want to use it, Angry Lady.
F you.
Totally worth it. As someone mentioned in the comments, that people assume the only reason someone would help someone else is because they are an employee and not just a decent and nice person. A wholesome, I don't work here lady Walmart moment. So I was walking through Walmart and I was looking through the clothes to get something to wear, as one does. I was wearing a purple turtleneck and grey sweatpants. By the way guys, I gotta ask this. In your area in the US, is it common to wear grey sweatpants daily outside? Because here in Germany that is kind of common and I'm still not getting used to it. But anyway, let's continue with the story. This woman walked up to me and she looked at me, smiling. The woman will be W and I will just be me. W.
Excuse me, the kids' clothes are around here, right?
Me. I don't remember. Sorry. Woman.
Shouldn't you know? You work here, don't you?
Me? No, I don't. See? I put up the neck part of my shirt and she nodded. Woman. Oh, okay. She looked a little disappointed, so I decided to offer help anyways, because why not? Me? I guess I could help you look for it. I think they're over here. I walked over to the kids' clothes section. Me? Yeah, here they are. Woman? Thank you. Oh, and could you find me a yellow shirt? I was confused, but I gave her a random yellow shirt and she thanked me again. It turns out she was colorblind and she was getting a shirt for her nephew as a birthday gift, and he loved yellow. And then she left. So yeah, no screaming, no angry moms, just an aunt looking for a present that would mean a lot to her nephew. Or honestly, that story is so cute, because I can kind of relate. I mean, I'm not colorblind, but I do have trouble seeing certain colors, like gray, red, green and so on. Let me know in the comments if you also have that. Entitled woman mistakes me for employee at a Walmart and then comes for job interview. I was doing some late night shopping on a Sunday night in Walmart when this woman comes up to me.
Excuse me, I need help finding these items.
She shoves a list to my chest. I'm sorry miss, I don't work here. I think that was the wrong thing to say, as she just explodes on me.
BS, don't be lazy, you're in the uniform.
My shirt was the same color as a Walmart employee's, but I was not an employee. It's the same color, but I repeat, I'm not an employee. I cannot help you.
F you lazy F. Get me your manager, I'm going to get you fired.
I decided to just walk away. She yells and tries to chase after me, but I keep running until I lose her. Then I go and pay for my things. Now, a week later, I was told I would be interviewing someone who was applying for the secretary position in our company. So I go to the interview room and call in the applicant. I look at the picture on the application form and my eyes widened. It was the same woman who harassed me in the Walmart. Oh, now this was too perfect. She came in, saw me, gasps. Take a seat, please, I said, and she sits down, looking pale. Oh, I was going to enjoy this, but I conducted the interview as professionally as possible. I made it very painful for her. So, if someone came up to you and asked for help in a place you did not work, then you told them you did not work there, and then they yell at you, and then they harass you, and then they come to a job interview, and you were the one interviewing them, what would you do? Would you give them a job? She did not get the job, and I got some payback. Say what you want, but that guy definitely dodged a bullet by meeting Karen beforehand, because if he might have hired her, she could have exploded on one of her clients. Apparently, working in a coffee shop means I work in all coffee shops, posted by Stacy Rose on our subreddit. So I am not one for giving characters or backstories. I just find it odd and annoying. But I should state that I work at a coffee shop at my town's local state college, not to be confused with a community college. When the college students go on break, so do I, since the coffee shop I work for will be closed too. This means spring break, winter break, summer break, and other breaks mixed here or there. Right now, since it's summer, I'm on summer break, and my coffee shop is technically a popular Canadian coffee shop that you will find all over Canada and upstate New York. Now, the town I live in only has one of this particular coffee shop, and it's the one I work for at my college. Now, that does not mean there's not other coffee shops in the town. We have Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts and some others. Now to the story. So I decided to stop in one of the Starbucks in my town, even though I don't really like their coffee much, just because I was in the mood for an iced coffee and because it was the closest coffee shop I was near. I saw some customers I normally deal with at my college's coffee shop, and they waved to me and said hello. We had the usual "how's your summer" type of conversation. You know, the basic chit-chat people do when they bump into someone they know out in public. I proceeded up to the counter to order my iced coffee. In walks this older staff woman I have seen from my job. Now, this woman is a very cranky woman. I usually dread seeing her, but I'm always very nice to her. She walked up to the counter looking at the menu, then saw me and said,
"Why aren't you working?"
I looked at her kind of confused and said, "Huh? I'm on break." and she then said,
"Well, your break is over. Get back to work."
and I laughed a little and said, No, I mean I'm on summer break, and continued to wait for my order. She snorted a little, I hate when she does that, and said,
"Get behind the counter and get my damn coffee."
I was like stunned for a minute. Did she really think I worked there? I looked at her and said, I don't work here, and laughed. She had the nerve to say,
"You work at..."
name of my coffee shop,
"And all coffee shops are the same, so you should get behind that counter.
She pointed her finger at the counter while the actual employee looked shocked.
And get back to work."
I just stood there like frozen in time, thinking to myself, am I on some kind of prank show? But when she clapped, and I mean literally clapped right in front of my face, I snapped out of my daze. I looked at her, looked at the employees, looked back at her and said, just because I work at a coffee shop does not mean I work at this coffee shop. There's a difference between, name of my coffee shop, and Starbucks. Not all coffee shops are the same. I do not work here. And I took my iced coffee the barista handed me and started to walk out. I thanked the barista, and as I got to the door, the cranky woman started to speak and I just turned, looked at her and said, not another word from you, and walked out the door. Are people really this stupid? I mean really, I thought so many times when I got mistaken for working somewhere else and telling people that I don't work at said place, that would be it. But to actually think that just because I work in a coffee shop means that I work in all coffee shops is beyond me. I don't know what I will do when college is back in session and I see that cranky woman again, but maybe I will just refuse service to her since that is within my rights. People need to start thinking with their brains if they have them. Anyways, this happened yesterday and I debated on sharing it but decided I would. Well, I'm sorry, I have absolutely zero clue about Canadian coffee shops, but if anyone in the comments can guess the name of the coffee shop, you will get a ripe cookie. But anyway guys, that's all the content I have for you today. If you liked my content, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And also, as I said, please give me some feedback on whether or not you like when I read with someone else. But as of right now, honestly, I think it will be more of a one-time thing. But either way, I hope you have a fantastic day and I see you again tomorrow.